Welcome
Yep.
everybody back to After the Huddle here. As always, Jacob, Jared, here to give you all the news and everything that happened. Week 9 is in the books
We're
already. And
flying
nine
through this
weeks into the
season.
season, bro, it's crazy. I hate it. It's always bittersweet because you want the season to start, and then you want to get to mid-season because you're around the holidays, and then you want the season to end so you can get to the postseason. And then when the season does end, you're stuck back like, damn, now we got to wait all the way to August at least. That's minimum. That's like,
But we don't have to now because we got the USFL and the XFL now.
well, now we don't. But I just want them to turn that more into like an NFL G League, like how the NBA does.
Yeah. Also, that we're not having USFL and XFL this year until they merge.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know for a fact all the details of everything with the USFL and
Hmm.
with the XFL and all that situation, but I'm sure that they'll get it together and they'll figure it out. um, but it's just gonna take some time, as always. You
I
know.
feel that.
Uh, we'll jump into some news real quick. Um, as always, I'm a Giants fan, so we're gonna start off with some Giants news here. Daniel Jones uh tears his ACL in the game last week against the Raiders on Sunday. It was a non-contact injury. It wasn't like somebody tried to hurt him or anything. He messed up his knee, and then you could see him like at the end of the first quarter going into the second, he was like hobbling around. Excuse me. And then he went to do a drop back the very next play to start of the second quarter, and his knee buckled. Ah, man, that's terrible. It's terrible. So
It's just not our year this year.
nah, and we'll get into a little bit more about how I feel about like that and everything whenever we talk about the game. But nah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun watching the game from start to finish. We looked like on the wrong end of a shit kicking, and sure enough we were. So yeah, it was bad. But I
Who'd
mean
y'all lose to?
the Raiders, we got spanked. It
That's who y'all
wasn't even
played.
just a bro. It wasn't even just shout out to the mistress.
Oh, Cozy knows you do music, by the way. He saw that video in the city park.
Oh, okay, okay.
You're welcome, by the way.
Oh, well, he's talking about the line when I said, oh man, dang, I gotta remember. I can't. Basically, I talked about how like music was my mistress. Oh yeah, I said I got bills that need paying attention, but music is the mistress. Yeah, that was a while ago, Cozy. That was
5 years ago.
2017, 6 years ago. That was like
You talking about the
2017.
you talking about the one with Adonis?
Yeah, that was 2017.
Yeah,
20.
yeah. It says
Yeah.
5 years on the video.
Eh, maybe it's 2018 then, but
And
still,
then
that's still a while
I
ago.
seen I seen the one you did for Corey too.
Oh yeah, that was that was an emotional one.
Hmm.
That was terrible. That was terrible what happened.
Yeah,
But I did that so that their family can hold on to something, try to comfort themselves to it.
Cozy, you coming on, bro? I sent you the thing. I think
The thing I think.
the thing. I think
Some other news around the NFL while we wait. Uh, well
that's not
here
news.
that's not news. Is it this one?
That was last week.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's unpacking.
He's coming on.
Oh, okay.
He said he's flying out of town tomorrow.
Yeah. Um, but I'm trying to. I didn't get the screenshot for this, but Carson Wentz
I
got
have it. I just didn't put it up there.
yeah, Carson Wentz got signed by the Rams this week. I mean, he's the best quarterback free agent that's available still.
He
So
he he gets signed, which I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the signing. I'm not mad at the team because he's probably gonna have the best weapons outside of what he's had in Philly and
oh,
Indy,
for sure, for sure.
Washington. I mean, so now do we see the Carson Wentz that came into the league before he got hurt, or do we see bum ass Carson Wentz that was with Indy and Washington?
I'll be honest. I think we're gonna get the same bum ass Carson Wentz that we've been getting, bro.
I do too. I do too. When I was at work, I got the notification about him saying that Carson Wentz got signed by the Rams. I'm like, why?
Well, you know why. This is
I
not
know
a question of
why,
why, but like why him.
but it's just
I
like
mean,
it's
like I said, there's nobody else really available that's better than him.
you could have went and got Kaepernick.
Nah, Kaepernick's not better than Carson Wentz. Not right now. If you would have said this like 3, 4 years ago, I would have agreed with you.
I'm sure
When Carson
somebody.
Wentz first got hurt,
I honestly thought Wentz retired at one point. So I know he wasn't in the league.
I knew he wasn't retired because Madden still has him as a free agent on the roster. So he's not retired just yet, but he came close, I guess.
Yeah.
But outside of that, there wasn't a whole lot that went on news wise. I mean, we saw the games. I checked out most of them.
Hey,
Oh, Cozy, what's
Hold
up,
on,
man?
where's my?
Oh, I like the haircut.
That's why.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
I was like, I can't hear nothing.
That's exactly
My
why. I love the
speaker was the
haircut.
wrong speaker. Can you guys hear me? Does it sound good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. I didn't know if I like I said, I literally had everything packed up.
I told you
Where were you
in the
guys?
comments.
Where are you?
We ain't really started.
Oh,
We ain't really started.
we were just
We
about to start the
outside.
games. Yeah, just
I'm at
about to
home.
start the games.
Where are you? I'm at home. I was listening though. Yeah. If I may chime in real quick before you guys.
Oh
move
yeah,
on
go
to the
ahead.
subject.
Do you think?
The Wentz thing. So we had a bet with the Swoop Boys earlier in like February. Rico was like, "I'll chug a Four Loko on live if Wentz gets signed to a team."
No way. Oh, I gotta see that.
So that's coming out this Friday.
Friday?
He said he'll do it this Friday, but we said we'll do it with
Oh
him
man.
because though he didn't specifically say like before the season started or like during the season. So but he was like, I implied that it was supposed to be before the season started. So it turned into like well, you didn't, and we were like, fuck it, we'll just we'll all drink them together with you. We'll all take that hit together.
Yeah, y'all
as a
can do
family.
that.
Now,
I don't care if it's my
since-
family or not. I ain't chugging no Four Loko on God.
I'm a sip it. He can chug it. I'm a sip it.
he So let me ask you this: since Wentz was with y'all at one point, is this gonna be the best wide receiver, offensive talent that he's had since Philly?
100%.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
In terms, not in terms of.
Who'd y'all have at the time? Was it Jeremy Maclin still there?
No.
Yeah.
Aguilar. We had
Alshon,
Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey,
Alshon
Smith.
Jeffrey. That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Torrey Smith. And then after that was the best he had, but those. And then after that, it was like Jalen Reagor, Travis Fulgham, Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah, that's when y'all went on that down tear of like drafting terrible wide receivers.
Yeah, Smitty for a year.
He had Smitty for a year?
Yeah. 2020. Wait.
I was say I don't think you had.
I don't think Smitty was there.
Smitty was 2021.
Yeah.
Hurts had Smitty for a year, for the year with Reagor. That's what it was. Hurts. I knew there was an overlap of Reagor and Smitty.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got rid of him in 2020, and 2020 was the year we drafted Hurts.
Oh man, big win for y'all this weekend. Didn't know if y'all was gonna be able to hold on.
Bro, that game gave me a fucking panic attack.
That
You don't
came down to
understand.
every second.
Literally, the last 2
Every inch too. I mean, that motherfucker was right there.
Bro.
All I gotta say is, Coz, like when I see you on Twitter going back and forth with these Cowboys fans, bro, that shit is hilarious.
bro, because they're bugging, bro. Like they're just little crybabies, and like
Talk about the
it's
refs.
crazy how every team we beat wants to change the rules and like do all this other shit, and it's like, bro, you lost, get over it. Like Dak has repeatedly not like he's proven time and time again that like he is not the guy.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
No, I feel that.
Like-
I've even said like Dak's IQ is not very high. I feel
It's
like
not.
You know,
I mean,
you know
that's
his
not to
IQ
say
is?
that he's a
0.
bad quarterback, though. He's not a bad quarterback.
No, he's a mid quarterback.
He's a mid quarterback, exactly. And
That's
I think a lot of his stats, and not so much talk about this year or even this game, but like, I feel like a lot of his stats, especially the past 2 years, have been a lot of garbage time stats that have came in fourth quarters where they're down by a lot of points.
Brother, a lot of his stats for 6 years have come in garbage time. That's how Dak has earned his numbers. If you go back and watch, here's my thing. Let me say this first. Let me preface the rest. Dak is not a bad quarterback, but everyone is so focused now on like either being elite or trash. It's like there is a middle.
There is an in between. Yeah, there is an in between. We were literally talking
throw.
about that earlier. Me and a couple of my homies. We were literally talking about how like there, in my opinion, there's only 3 elite quarterbacks in the league. 3 of them: Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts. Those are the only 3. You want to know why this is the only 3? Because coupled with talent, they are highly talented players. They're highly talented players, but they both Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow have brought their teams to championship games, and Pat Mahomes has won at least one of them. So there's like I said, coupled with talent, that is why they are in the elite category. People like and don't get me wrong, I like Lamar Jackson. I think he's a little bit higher than some of these. I'd put him at the top of this list, like of great quarterbacks like Lamar's Josh Allen. Yeah, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. I'd probably put Trevor above Justin Herbert. But yeah, there's not many elite quarterbacks. When people talk about elite, I feel like that gets thrown around just by anybody, and that's not the case.
That word elite gets thrown around just like a penalty flag.
Yeah, like that game. But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's no one. Everyone's afraid, or like I used to tell people before, like on a scale of 1 to 10, if you say something's 5, people are offended. I'm like, 5 is right in the middle. 5 is like, yeah, like what do you mean? 5 is people are like, it's 5. I'm like, 5 is like this is good. Like if you're eating food and it's a 5, that's like, do you want this for dinner? No, but I'll eat it. That's 5. Yeah. That's what 5 like that. You're gonna eat the dinner. You know what I mean? Like, you could put a girl as a 5. You're still taking her home from the bar drunk. Like, you know what I mean? Like 5 is sufficeable. Dak is 5. He is middle of the pack. And like I said, that's not bad. But I saw something years ago where they said there's 3 types of quarterbacks. Quarterbacks you win with, quarterbacks you win because of, and quarterbacks you win in spite of.
In spite of, yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dak is a quarterback you win with, not you win because of. Mahomes, Burrow, Hurts, those are quarterbacks you win because of. Hurts will put, like all those 3, they will put the game on their back, and they will do it. Hurts more than Burrow, in my opinion. Because if you look up Burrow's, like, I saw a thing a couple months ago where it was like, if you look up Joe Burrow's, like, road to the Super Bowl and, like, his success in the playoffs and stuff like that, it's like, oh, it's very telling of, like, not actually being him. More like other things that have happened. It's like not so much him that has done it. It's like him, like the team he played, it was like an injured this, or it was like a bunch of stuff, but it was like very telling. And I was like, that's interesting. I never thought of it that way. I'll try to find it later, but those 3 are quarterbacks you win because of. Mahomes doing his little fucking spin, crazy throw. Hurts fucking putting the game on his back and running fucking 20 yards. Him throwing 2 picks and then coming back and throwing 3 touchdowns. Him doing these things. It's like, that's why. But Dak, he has his fourth quarter stats, which is basically just like they play as much as they can. And then in the fourth quarter, when they're down and the defense or the other team is fucking all tired, he's like, word, I can throw it now. And then just starts airing it out to CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper at the time.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, I ain't gonna lie, CeeDee Lamb was eating y'all alive. That
He
motherfucker
was.
was eating. That motherfucker was eating y'all up, bro.
Hey,
11
listen.
catches, like 190 yards. That's
Yeah,
180 something yards.
193.
Ridiculous.
That's no. That's what I tell people. Dak played a great game. CeeDee Lamb had a great game.
Hmm.
None of it matters.
Well, I think the biggest play is obviously the turnover, the fumble that they had. You know, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna start off here with an elite quarterback. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins 21-14. Dolphins were 3-12 on third down. Chiefs hold the Dolphins to less than 200 yards passing, 175 overall passing for them. Guys, are Miami frauds?
Eh,
Yeah,
I'm not ready to say that yet.
I mean, but they haven't beaten a team above with a winning record. When they beat Buffalo, Buffalo was 500.
I'm still not ready to call them frauds yet. They still have a great offense. And like you said, it's only mid-season. But by the time the season ends, they very well could be frauds. But at this moment, I'm not
I'm
ready
sorry,
to just go
they
ahead and
didn't
say
even
that.
they didn't even beat Buffalo this year. Sorry, they didn't even beat Buffalo this year. Buffalo beat them.
But see, like 6-0 teams below 500.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be.
Yeah, but and I don't disagree. But see, but this is are they in that same tier of teams as the Cowboys? Because the Cowboys will punish and beat up on these bad teams, but when you put them against a good to great team, they
Like the
struggle.
Cardinals?
They don't. Well, that's Josh Dobbs in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says. Josh Dobbs
All right,
just be
well,
seen in the ball. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about that in a couple games. Actually, but I'm letting y'all know now. Miami's fucking frauds. They're frauds. Their defense is not strong enough.
No.
that's fair.
And I'll tell you what, the Chiefs offense, I don't even think the Chiefs are ready yet. Because their offense only put up 14 points against a defense that got, what's it called? Hung on them, hung like 40. How much did the Bills put on them? Like 40 something?
Against
What?
Miami, I don't remember.
Yeah, against Miami. And Buffalo's been struggling offensively against other teams.
Yeah.
So Miami's defense is not that good. But
yeah, but it's one of those things that's like I don't like comparing. I don't like doing the common person, like comparing, like, oh, they beat this team and like this team beat this team. Because who did the Chiefs lose to?
they lost
Detroit.
to the Lions
And
the Broncos.
And who put 70 on the Broncos?
Yeah, Miami did. But that's a different story because it's a division game.
Also, Denver is a boo-boo ass team.
But
It's a divisional rival.
Denver against the Chiefs is division wise, number one. Number two, there was a whole bunch of bulletin board for Denver. All week long, all we heard on every sports debate show was, oh, Mahomes is like 12-0 against them, 13-0 against them. Like he's never beaten them in his career. Mahomes has never lost a division road game like in his career. So there's a whole bunch of reason why they went above and beyond playing.
Yeah, Nick Wright kind of jinxed that shit.
But like I'm saying, like Miami hung 70 on the Broncos, right? And then the Chiefs hung 9 on them.
Yeah.
And then that same Broncos team that got 70 hung on them still put up like 24 points against Miami. So they were still.
Some of it was garbage time.
I do agree with that. I do agree, but they still put up more points on a defense that held the Chiefs to only 14 offensive points.
And then once you really look at it too, the game really should have been 14-14 because without that scoop and score that they had on Tyreek,
that's what I'm saying.
That was the only other points they scored.
That was the difference maker because neither offense could do anything. It was, and then Miami was driving, right? There was this drive. Miami was driving still down by the touchdown there. They get a big play down the field. Next thing you know, they try to run it to the outside, got a 2-yard loss. Very next play, got sacked. So now, after gaining momentum, 2 straight negative plays, and now you're in like 3rd and 18.
Yeah.
Like Miami did it to themselves by trying to do too much and not simplifying their game.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I was watching Get Up this morning, and Rex Ryan brought up a good point. also a lot of their offensive problems is when they're on the road. When they're at home, they average 43 points.
You talking about Kansas City?
No. Miami.
Miami? Okay.
On the road, they average about 23 to 24 points.
They average 43 because they're fucking 70 piece.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying they do average more at home, and a lot of that has to do with all the motions they run, all the movement before the play. It's all time. That's all timing. And if you can't hear, then the timing is going to be off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if they have to go into Arrowhead and play in a playoff game, I still think the Chiefs would beat them, only off the strength of they're just not going to be able to execute well.
Like I said, I'm not ready to call them frauds just yet, because if you call them frauds, you pretty much got to call half the other teams in the league frauds. You got to call the Niners frauds. You got to call the Chiefs frauds. You got to call I don't know about calling the Ravens frauds, but
I don't know if you can call the Ravens
I like
frauds.
the Ravens.
You can call the Bills frauds.
Ravens don't scare me.
You can call the Bills frauds. They're fucking.
Oh, the Bills have been frauds, brother.
Yeah.
Those are the Bisons. Those are the cows. They're not even Bills anymore. They're just cows.
Not even the.
They're fucking, I've been critical of Josh Allen for years now, because he's AFC Wentz. He can sling it. He can do all these things, but he's gonna have his fucking turnovers. He loves turnovers. The man's a baker. He just loves his turnovers.
Loves them apple turnovers, boy.
Loves a little apple turnover, a little interception here, a little fumble there. There you go, defense.
Right. Well, let's move on to the next one. We had the Vikings. Basically, in my opinion, shocked the Falcons 31-24. I have to be 31-28. Josh Dobbs, 20-30 with 158, 2 touchdowns. After he came in, because somebody else started, and he came in, he hadn't even been with the team for a full week. He didn't even, like he said in the post conference, he didn't even know their team names. He said, "I'll learn the team names next week."
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Now he's still gonna get Justin Jefferson back. If their defense can step up, can they make a run with Dobbs as their quarterback?
You want to go? You want me to take it?
Whichever one y'all go.
You can take it.
Let me start by saying this. I am rooting for Dobbs' success.
Same.
Like, first of all, he beat the Cowboys. Love the guy. Just the story in general of just like him, getting traded there that quick, and then like coming in, he's like learning the fucking the snap count on the sideline. Like doesn't know the players' names, and then comes in and wins. And it's like, that's great. That's just a great story to be told. I do think it's a little fairy tale, though. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think Dobbs is coming into Minnesota and like taking over the team and like he's going to be the starter for the next 3 years type shit.
Well, no, I don't think he'll be the starter for that. But Kirk Cousins is gone for the year.
Yeah,
he's not coming back. So my question to y'all really is can they make a run this year with this team that they have, where Justin Jefferson comes back, because he's going to come back this year, probably either next week or the following. He'll be back, and they could still shoot with as bad as the bottom like 3 teams of the like the seeding in division wide. Outside, I mean, the Cowboys will make a spot, but there's still 2 spots of wild cards up for grabs. Seattle's fighting for one. Seattle and the Niners are both fighting for one, and to see who wins that division. I don't think there's going to be another team outside the winner of the NFC South, and I don't see a third team from either the East or the South getting in, obviously, or the North, because Green Bay's terrible and the Bears are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So, they could sneak in on a wild card spot. And he's already shown he could beat the Cowboys. If he has better talent, he can play against good teams, I think. I don't know if he can win a Super Bowl, but I think he could upset a team in the first week of playoffs if they sneak into that 6 or 7 spot.
No, I feel that. obviously Minnesota's defense has got to get worked on a little bit more.
Yeah, especially their secondary.
Found out today, didn't know this. Daniil Hunter has, I think, 10.5 sacks right now.
Damn, he has that many. Shit,
Yeah, did not know that.
I didn't
Did
know
not
that
till
either.
today.
I didn't know that.
Because you know how we did last week. We did the midseason awards.
Yeah.
Every show that I've listened to so far has started doing their midseason awards, and that's
Well, yeah, it's because after week 9,
Yeah,
they went the
kinda when it
extra
starts.
week for midseason. We did ours a week earlier. That's all.
Yeah, but they mentioned Daniil Hunter for Defensive Player of the Year because he could get it.
He could on the NFC side, especially.
But hold on. Let me see what I gotta say real quick because
Did you see?
I was talking about this earlier with my boy earlier about the Dobbs and everything. He comes from Arizona. He's working on his cadence call on the sideline before even starting or whatever. I feel like he honestly knew he was going to start this game, or not start this game, but like get in. But I don't think anybody expected within the first 5 minutes. Because
did anybody really think that Jaron Hall was going to win that game for them? Even by the way that he was playing and the way it was looking, it didn't look all that great. See, look, Jared just wants to be on the right side, bro. I swear, bro. Every single time we do this, Cozy, every single time it never fails. He just wants to be on the right side for some reason.
I'm just waiting for like all of us just to switch. Like, I'm down here, Cozy's up there.
This isn't musical chairs, dumbass. It's just your connection.
Hey, look, it happens. It happens.
But yeah, we were watching the game with the way that they were trying to hand the ball off and have Madison run the ball more. He had 16 carries, 44 yards, 2.8 yards a carry. That's absolutely tragically bad. Oh, Cam Akers out for the season, tore his Achilles or ACL, something like that. He fucked up.
Achilles. It's Achilles.
Yeah. So that's another person that's out for them. But he wasn't all that crazy.
Two players on Minnesota with Achilles tears.
Insane. Dobbs. He had, like I said, he had 158 yards through the air, 66 yards on the ground, threw 2, added 1 with his legs, ran for a touchdown as well.
Where the fuck did the bubble come from?
Bro, I think it's from Facebook. I think it's from Facebook stuff.
Wait, which one just popped up? Oh,
the thumbs up one.
Yeah, for some reason, me and your heads like cut off. So like all I see is like our chins down, and then I see Cozy. I don't know why.
I don't know why that is. I see everybody.
Yeah, I see the background too.
Yeah,
like it's just like I see me and Jake chinning down, and then your thing. I don't know why.
You might need to zoom out on your Safari or something.
Oh well.
Oh well. All right. Well, let's move on to the next game. We have the Saints win over the Bears 24-17. Carr goes 25-34 for 211 and a touchdown. Olave with 6 catches, 46 yards and a touchdown. Taysom Hill was their leading carrier with 11 carries, 52 yards. The Saints now take sole first place in the NFC South. So, gentlemen, now that they're the number one team in the NFC South, my question is, can they hold on to that? And if they can't, what's the weakness that's going to stop them from doing that?
Derek Carr's health.
Yep.
I think that's really the only thing that'll, cause them to lose it.
Go.
Because I don't see Atlanta doing anything. I don't see Carolina definitely not doing anything.
Well, all of them just lost. Carolina, Atlanta, and the Bucks all lost, and the Saints won.
I'm waiting for Tracy to get on here so we can talk about the Tampa game. He refuses to.
Oh my God, no, he's so mad. Oh, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Oh man, I got multiple phone calls this week, bro, about how, how the fuck they let him throw for over 450 yards on? That's absolutely insane.
How do they do it, Sugar? Explain to me, Sugar. How did they let him do it?
Just let this happen.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
But anyway, about this Saints team, I like what they're doing defensively. They caused 5 turnovers against the Bears last week on Sunday. They only had 1 penalty. That's amazing, by the way. Um, I just want to see like where do you think that they could go uh if they're able to stay healthy? How far do you think they can go?
The Saints.
Yes.
Wild card.
Let me see.
I think
You
that's as
think
far as they
you
go is
think
wild card.
that's as far as they go? Wild card. And
Yeah.
that's what yeah, I mean well they'll have a playoff game at home.
I
They'll
don't.
most likely be the fourth seed, so they'll probably end up playing either the Cowboys or Seattle, San Francisco. If it's San Francisco, yeah, they're done for.
It says
Yeah.
If it's Seattle, they could win against Seattle, I think.
I don't know if they
the
could beat
season
Dallas.
ended today.
I don't know if they could beat
in
Dallas.
Seattle.
If it ended
Now-
today, it'd be Seattle on the 15th.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the Vikings would be 7th seed playing Detroit.
So Vikings would sneak in right now. See what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I mean, it's possible for the Vikings to sneak in, but they'll end up if they played right now, they'll play Seattle. I think they could beat Seattle.
I think they do beat Seattle, but I feel like if they face,
I'm not gonna say do. I'm not gonna say do.
I'll say this: if they have to face Dallas and Dallas has to come here to the Dome, then I do think they could beat them in the Dome. But if they have to travel to Dallas, I think it might be a totally different story.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That first game that they're gonna play in the wild card will be at home.
Okay. So they could beat Dallas in the Dome. I feel like they definitely could.
I mean, I just want to see where they can go because we talked about a lot in the offseason how the cupcake schedule they have, the cupcake division that they're in. They were obviously the best team in the division. It's just about can you make the most of that opportunity? You know, you get into the playoffs. Can you go from there? I don't think they'll compete with the better teams in the conference, but I mean, you never know. Any given Sunday.
Yeah, any given Sunday. It's one of those things like you try to predict it, but you never know with the playoffs type shit.
Yeah, especially with the playoffs.
Except because right now it'd be Eagles at the 1, Seattle versus the Saints, the Vikings versus the Lions, and then Cowboys versus the Niners. So we know the Niners are winning that. And then
I would take the Lions over Minnesota.
Yeah.
If Minnesota has to play the Lions, I would like the Lions. The Lions have been playing good ball. Yeah, the Lions playing good ball.
Would the Lions have to go on the road?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
They play in Detroit, especially as the
Lions would be the 2 seed.
Yeah, especially as the number 2 seed. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how far they can take it. I mean, you figure the Bears outgained them. They had more rushing yards, bigger yards per play. They went 50% on third down. They only allowed 2 sacks against a formidable line. They had eight penalties, but I'll tell you, man, those 5 turnovers, oh, man, 5 turnovers, that hurts. And to be honest with you, they had 5 turnovers, only lost by a touchdown.
That's embarrassing. For the Saints.
For the Saints, yeah. So that offense has to click more. They have to put up some more points. They just have to. But all right, well, we'll get through this next game because I don't think there's really a lot to talk about outside of the Carson signing. But the Packers get a victory over the Rams, 20-3. Aaron Jones finds a touchdown for the first time since he's been hurt. 20 carries, 78 yards. Carson Wentz signed to the Rams today. Guys, with Stafford out, I don't know how long Stafford's going to be out. I don't know how long they plan on keeping him in that. But like we talked about in the beginning of the podcast, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, you got I think Williams will be coming back either next week or the following. What can Carson Wentz do for the Rams right now? I mean, they're 3-6, so I don't see them really going anywhere. I didn't see the point in signing Carson Wentz. I guess it makes your fan base look to your fan base that like, oh, hey, we're still trying to win games. We're not in full tank mode. But I think that the only reason that is because they don't have a first round pick until like 2026 anyway.
Yeah, it's smart. It's collateral. It's hey guys, look we're definitely trying to do something. We're not just going with what we got because what we got sucks. So it's like we'll try to sign a veteran, see if he can help because clearly Stafford's not coming back for a while. It seems to even make the signing in the first place.
At least a few weeks.
Yeah, so it's like
wonderful.
What?
I've already put in a waiver in for Carson Wentz. Call me tits.
I was not doing that.
Hey, dude, that's the best guy available, bro. Trust me.
Bro, get Baker Mayfield.
We can't.
He's not available.
This is our dynasty league.
This is a dynasty league where it's a super flex league where people can play 2 quarterbacks. So people have about 3 quarterbacks on their roster at a time. We had 3, but now Matt Stafford's hurt. We just have to get past next week until Tua gets back, and then we just need 1 for next week. That's it.
Okay. That's fine. I'll allow it. It also depends though, because signing Wentz isn't like some great he has better weapons now. He's gonna go crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at the rest of the schedule. Like he might go crazy. You never know with Wentz. You really never know.
They have kind of a tough schedule. I can run it down for you real quick. They have Seattle next, at home. Then they're on the road against Arizona. Then they're at home against the Browns. On the road against the Ravens. Those are 2 back-to-back losses, in my opinion. They're home against the Commanders, home against the Saints, on the road against the Giants. Those are all 3 games that they could win.
Yeah.
And then they're on the road at the end of the season against the Niners. If I'm counting correctly, that's at least 3 more losses. Even if they won every other game, that would put them at 8-9. And I don't think 8-9 is going to get them into a playoff spot.
You did for the Bucks one year.
You want to see how bad waivers for the quarter for our dynasty league is? That's who's available right now.
Ain't no O'Connell and Tommy DeVito, baby.
Bro, look at that Giants quarterback. You gotta trust him.
Yeah. I don't say this much often, Cozy, because I like to respect people, and I'm a realistic person. But kiss my ass, okay? Kiss my ass. Had a guy hoarding QBs in the Work Dynasty League, said he plans to wait for injuries and blackmail us with his 5 QBs, Rodgers, Cousins, Daniel Jones. Well, that doesn't mean anything now. Richardson also doesn't mean anything right now. Fields is hurt, doesn't mean anything right now.
Bro.
He only has 2 quarterbacks he can play. Yeah, all 3 of them are injured.
They're all gone.
Yeah, right?
They're all injured.
I just realized. Yo, I didn't even see that until it was too late.
Done. Hey, Rodgers might come back.
Yo,
chill, bro.
That's so fucking funny. Yo, he picked up 5 QBs for all 5 of them to get hurt.
This man was like, I'm gonna get. I gotta drop him. Hold on, he's on IR. Oh, he got injured. I gotta drop him. He's on IR. You gotta drop Richardson. No, he had to drop Rodgers first. Then he had to drop Richardson. Then he had to drop Jones. Then Jones.
No. He had to drop. It was pull the comment back up. He had to first he had to drop Rodgers. Then he had to drop Richardson, and then Cousins. No, sorry. Well, he didn't have to drop Fields. Fields will come back, so he might still have Fields on his IR spot.
But Jones got injured before.
No, Cousins. Well, yeah, true. He had a concussion. He had a neck injury.
Yeah, and then neck injury. And then Cousins. And then Jones.
And then Jones again.
Fuck that guy. Whoever the guy is, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, that's fucking bad situation right there.
That's what he gets. That's what he fucking gets for hoarding quarterbacks.
What the Joker say? You get what you fucking deserve.
He tried something.
Tried, exactly. That's the key word in that sentence. He definitely tried. I'll give it an A for effort, man.
What's the rest of his team looking like? Because now I want to know, like, what you drafted these quarterbacks. Like, who else did you draft to where you?
He drafted Rodgers, Cousins, Fields last year in startup rookie draft. He got A-Rich and traded for Daniel Jones this year. Traded for Jones last season, which makes sense because Jones was playing decent last year. He wasn't playing all whole crazy. He was probably worried about if A-Rod or Cousins or Fields goes down. I can understand drafting A-Rich. He's good to hold on to if you want to hold on to him for a while. Trading for Jones.
He's only out for this year, so I mean.
I mean, yeah, Jones will play next season for the Giants. Don't get me wrong, but after that, I'm telling y'all now, that motherfucker gone. Because if we
Yeah.
get a top 3 pick this year, we're drafting a quarterback. I'm letting y'all know. They're gonna draft a quarterback. I'm letting
Good.
y'all know ahead of time. It'll either be Caleb Williams or it'll either be Drake May. Either one.
So you don't think there's any shot at Marvin Harrison for y'all?
Marvin Harrison. The only way we get Marvin Harrison is if we get the 3rd pick, and the first 2 picks are both quarterbacks. If Caleb Williams and Drake May go off the board, number 1 and number 2, we might go Marvin Harrison. Because then we'll still probably be so bad we'll get another high draft pick.
Drake May's not going number 2 for quarterbacks. Someone else is going to get drafted number 2.
I mean, maybe Bo Nix might get drafted finally, and you could him and Stetson Bennett can talk about how long they stayed in college together.
We got
Aaron Jones, Harris, Sterling Shepard, like that. The roster sucks.
That roster is terrible right now. Aaron Jones was hurt to start the season. Mike Williams is out for the year. Mike Gesicki hasn't done anything since he left Miami. Sterling Shepard was hurt all last year and hasn't done shit this year. And Najee's had a really slow start. He's picked it up as of late, but that man has not. He couldn't have won a game this year if that's his fucking roster, bro. Outside of maybe 1 or 2.
I'm gonna tell you right now, right here, while we're on air, Najee is about to lose his job to Jalen Warren. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Jalen Warren, you can see there's more explosiveness with Jalen Warren.
Yeah,
you can see it every single time he runs the ball.
Won a game.
Yeah, that's what you fucking get. Tell him after the huddle and Cozy from Superboy said that's what you fucking get. You greedy bitch. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and you alone.
God, your fucking life is so pathetic. I ran a 15K just to raise awareness about it, you fucking losers.
Jason Kelsey is going to be in People's Sexiest Man Alive 2023 issue.
I'm fucking done.
Not Travis. Jason, the center.
That's what I'm saying, Jason.
You know, Bears are really in this year.
I hate you.
Justin Fields didn't get the memo.
Yeah,
that's down bad. He cold-blooded for that one. But now we get to move it on and talk about this disgusting bullshit of a game. Oh, by the way, anybody listening, Jared beat me in picks this week. You're a bastard. I hate you. The one that broke my back was the Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay game broke my back. I had you beat, and then CJ Stroud happened in 46 seconds. So
Bro,
Commanders.
We'll get there.
Yeah, CJ Stroud went crazy. Commanders snuck by the Patriots 20-17. Sam Howell 29 of 45, 325, a touchdown, interceptions. We talked enough about the Patriots. They're done.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is him. I agree. Yeah, Patriots are done, bro. Chalk it up. It's over with. Okay. But the Commanders.
Right now, go ahead.
What were you about to say? No, I want to hear. I want to hear the tears.
I want to hear.
I want to hear the tears.
But, there's no tears. I've accepted it already. There's no tears. As of right now, we're just playing for a draft spot. Because, Jake, how long have you known me, son? How long have I told you this shit happens all the time? We're gonna get the 5th pick overall, right? And we're either A, gonna trade it, or B, we're drafting a fucking offensive lineman. That's what's gonna happen.
We said at the beginning of the season, y'all were gonna draft an offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna draft, which I will not be mad at, as long as it's the dude from Notre Dame. No, the dude from Notre Dame. Joe Alt or whatever his name is. He's a left tackle, and he's honestly the best left tackle. And he's like 6. He's like, I think he's on the plus side of 6'4" at 3 something as a left tackle. Like dog can play. I seen his tape.
I mean, but definitely need a left tackle, but blocking for who?
Matt. I don't think. No, look. So like, as long as if we can get Mac some protection, because I've been thinking. I mean, we've seen Mac decent with McDaniel's his rookie year, and then we had that blunderfuck of Patricia last year, and then O'Brien right now, which I liked O'Brien. I wanted O'Brien to come back. But who's to say we don't get a solid left tackle? Because next year we have no left tackles at all under contract. So like we lose Trent Brown, we lose whoever else is. Honestly, I think Trent Brown is our only left tackle. He doesn't even practice that much during the week.
Well, y'all go draft another one.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna end up drafting a left tackle. We're probably gonna, because if two quarterbacks go 1-2 like you said, and then y'all get Marvin Harrison, Jr. I don't know who's 4, because we would be at 5 right now.
Let me see.
Well, right now we're at 4. Right now goes. Right now it's actually Arizona's at 1, or the Carolina pick is at 2, and then Chicago would be at 3, and the Giants would be 4, and then y'all are 5.
Okay. Yes, because
Cardinals, Bears, Giants, Patriots, Rams.
Yeah, so I honestly feel like our pick is depending on what y'all do, Jake.
Yeah.
Because I think
I don't think we're gonna go get we definitely won't get a left tackle. I doubt we go get a right tackle. We just drafted Evan Neal, even though he's a piece of shit.
Wait, am I tripping? How do the Rams have a first-round pick? Didn't they trade away all their picks for years?
I think this is the first year they have.
It should say if does it say Rams, or does it say that it's from another team?
It doesn't say from another team from what I'm looking at.
Then it must be their year to get their picks back, because I know that at one point they traded away a shitload of picks, and they didn't have picks for so long.
Well, so let's do say we'll bring this up. That was back in 2018.
Didn't they get picks for Ramsey?
It was Ramsey. That's another thing. I don't think they got a first-round pick for Ramsey though.
I don't think so either. But damn, that's crazy.
But gentlemen, let me ask y'all this question. Can the Commanders sneak into that other spot that we were talking about with Minnesota? I think those two teams are going to be the ones fighting for it.
No. Don't get me wrong. I like Hal. I like him. Just I don't think he's going to get you there. He can drop 300, 400 yards in a game easily. It seems like, because he's been doing it for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But that defense is not getting anywhere close to the playoffs right now. I mean, fuck.
I mean, their schedule is tough, bro. They got their next week they're at Seattle, and then they're home against the Giants. Then they're at Cowboys, back home against the Dolphins, at the Rams, then at Jets, home against the 49ers, and then home against the Cowboys.
I don't see a lot of wins.
Those last 3. Those last 3 is going to be an issue to them.
I mean, I think that their offense is more than capable, like you said, Jared. I just don't know if that defense is fully ready yet. And then on top of that, I don't know if y'all have ever watched these games, but for some reason, Eric Bieniemy just sometimes you see him make a play call and you're like, why are you calling that at this point in the game? You know what I mean? You're just sitting there, you're like, that's a dumb play call.
You're dumb.
Do y'all think Eric Bieniemy gets a head coaching job?
I guarantee you he takes over for Ron Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's going to end up happening. I don't know where this talk of Washington trading for Belichick came from. I don't know if y'all heard that.
That's not going to happen. I heard it because
I know that's not happening.
I've heard it, but that's definitely not going to happen. Bill Belichick's going to retire the Patriots head coach. He's not going anywhere.
I don't think he gets fired this year.
Rivera?
I'll be real. No,
No, he's talking about Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is not going to get fired, bro.
I don't think
That's
Bill
what I'm
Belichick's gonna get fired at all.
But
I
I
mean,
tell you what,
apparently he just
I tell
signed
you
this
what,
lucrative.
he's got one more fucked up draft, and I think he will.
I do too.
He's got one more fucked up draft to where they don't find a superstar or they don't find some talent, and I guarantee you, he's gone.
I feel like because they were talking about this. I don't remember if I was listening to one of the shows or if I was listening to the radio today about what they had said. But they said this year's draft class has a lot of talent.
A lot of talent. I was talking to there was a Giants group that I was talking to just about. They should draft a QB next year. They should, and I hope it's Caleb. I hope we can get Caleb Williams. I want Caleb Williams, but I mean, we'll see. I like Jaden Daniels too. That Jaden Daniels kid's nice.
What about Penix?
I haven't watched
I have
much
to
of
see.
Penix.
I haven't seen much of Penix either. I have to look at more tape, and I have to actually see game footage.
That's dude from Washington, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch the USC game.
And then Bo Nix is coming out. Drake May's coming out from North Carolina. So I mean, there is a lot of talent, especially offensively, coming into this draft.
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong. Like I said, if they go quarterback in the first two picks, and we have the third pick, I would not be mad if they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. As much as, especially considering the fact that Daniel Jones is still under contract.
Get him another weapon.
Yeah.
A solid weapon. He's coming out of college better than anything that we have on the field right now.
I think that duo with him and Hyatt would be nasty.
Him in the slot, Hyatt outside, and then go sign like
The
someone
only
else
thing
too.
the only thing is the biggest question mark of all. Can Daniel Jones get them the ball, number one? And number two, can the line hold up long enough for them to get open?
Marvin
Because this
Harrison, and then O-line.
I'm saying, bro, I think our guard. Don't get me wrong. Evan Neal has not shown any kind of like step up. So
See, I wanted to talk to you about this comment though, Jake. I've heard this before about his contract that he does after this year. They could just say fuck it.
And I agree. That's what I'm saying. But that's why I said I won't be mad if they draft Marvin Harrison. Anybody else outside of a quarterback other than Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed. Royally pissed. But
Well, we gotta watch the draft to get together again because that's what we did last year.
But outside of those two options, man, I don't know how much I trust them drafting an offensive lineman that high. You know what I mean? Like, especially it all depends on where we end up. I really hope we end up at the top three. I'm rooting for the Bears and Carolina. I doubt. Arizona too, because they're about to get Kyler Murray and James Conner back.
They might play their way out.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's one thing about Arizona. Since Kyler's coming back, and so what if he plays good? You know, who says Arizona doesn't even draft a quarterback? Who says they don't go get the left tackle that we're talking about, or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
If they do, they would probably draft Marvin Harrison Jr. first. To be honest with you,
they could have a young Larry Fitzgerald for Kyler.
Well, I mean, we're close. It's not like we're far away from it. We only have one more win than they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Arizona has winnable games. Chicago has winnable games still. So, unfortunately, we have winnable games. I'm going to be rooting against us for the rest of the season because I want us to get a high draft pick, the highest draft pick possible. If we get one, go Caleb Williams. If we get two, that's the difficult decision right there. Is if we get two.
We could be looking at a draft where the Giants and New England are drafting 1 and 2, or vice versa.
I doubt y'all are still gonna win a couple more games. I think y'all are gonna end up around like six
Are
or
we?
seven. To be honest, yes,
Are we?
yes.
We just lost to fucking Washington,
It
Jacob.
doesn't matter. You're gonna beat the Jets again.
Are they?
That's what I'm saying. Are we?
Let's see the Patriots schedule. They got
Okay,
the Colts.
okay,
That could be an
okay.
Played
L.
the Jets the last season. I mean, the last
No,
game.
I think they beat the Colts Sunday. That's the Germany game. They're in Germany.
Oh yeah,
I think they beat the
maybe.
Colts.
We lost
Uh,
to them last year.
then they play the Giants.
They're gonna beat the Giants. They're gonna beat the Giants. We don't have a quarterback. Y'all are gonna. That's 2 wins. The next 2 weeks, you're gonna win. I'm trying to tell you this, Gary.
And then they play the Chargers,
Y'all are probably gonna lose to the Chargers.
the
Most
Steelers,
likely.
Y'all could definitely beat the Steelers, but I don't
Chiefs,
think y'all will. I don't think y'all will. To be honest with you, you're definitely losing to the Chiefs.
the Broncos, the
That's a
Bills,
toss-up game. That's a toss-up game.
and the
I
Jets.
feel like we could beat the Broncos.
Y'all are gonna lose to the Bills, and y'all will probably beat the Jets. So I'm counting 3, maybe 4 more wins. What would that put y'all at? What's y'all's record right now?
How many wins you say?
Yeah, 4 more wins. So y'all would be 6 and what's that? 6-11. 6-11.
So we'd be picking like outside, like within the top 10.
Okay. All right. Now, hear me out.
The Giants might not win a game for the rest of the year.
That's what I'm fucking trying to tell him, bro. Tell him, Cozy. We're not gonna win another game, bro.
The Cowboys, the Commanders, the Patriots.
We'll probably lose to the
Packers.
Commanders now too. Packers will lose too because their defense is too good.
The Saints.
We'll probably lose to the Saints, and I'll be at that game.
Eagles,
rooting the
Rams,
Saints on in Giants gear.
You might beat the Eagles. We might give you that last game. One
Dude,
seed
y'all
already
could play
locked up.
y'all could play y'all's backups and still beat us. Kiss my ass again, Cozy.
Listen, Marcus Mariota.
I hate how fucking talented y'all are. Y'all are so fucking talented, and depth upon being talented. It pisses me off to no end.
Wait, hold on. Wait, my thing messed up. Can you say that again?
It pisses me off to no end.
No, before that.
Oh, no, I'm not going to say it again. You heard it once. It's on video. You got it for the rest of your life.
I'll rewind it.
Somebody timestamp this in the comments, assholes. I hate y'all. Anyway, we'll get past this game real quick because there's not much to talk about. Although I take that back. This game, there's a question I want to ask. The Ravens dominate the Seahawks 37-3. 298 total rushing yards for the Ravens. Absolutely fucking insane. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That is ridiculous. Michael Vick used to be a quarterback like this. We've seen Randall Cunningham. I wouldn't really call Steve Young a run first QB. You know, this is like a modernized 1960s offense, if that makes sense. Where it's like run first, establish the run, play strong defense, and stay ahead. All right. Now, I don't disagree that the Ravens, but what happens when you come across a good team that plays good against y'all? Because I think the Bengals will be better against them the next time they play. Regardless if it's in Baltimore or not, Joe Burrow will be better. I promise you. So
they still got to play Pittsburgh twice.
Those are wins.
And then they still have to play Cleveland one more time.
Well, no, actually, they got to play Pittsburgh once. Pittsburgh already beat them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're just saying the next one's going to be a win automatically. You can't count those divisional games. Those divisional games are like randomly like, what the fuck? How?
Look at the New England Bills game.
But the main question
Eagles
is
versus Commanders twice.
Can this scheme and this play style win a championship in today's passing league?
Ooh, wait, hold up. Ravens play the Browns next.
That's the top 2 defenses in the league.
That's gonna be a good game defensively. Then they play the Bengals.
That's gonna be a solid game.
So you're saying Bengals are winning?
I think the Bengals can win.
Then they play the Chargers. Then they play the Rams. Then they play the Jags.
The Jags can beat them. I think the
Then they
Jags
play
can
the
beat them.
Niners.
The Niners can beat them, but I don't
Then they
think
play
they
the
will.
Dolphins.
Oof, I don't know if the Dolphins could beat that because the Dolphins to me are frauds. I don't see them winning those types of games.
I think I want to bring it up a little bit because people are talking about how the Eagles have this gauntlet. Like they've made it a big thing. Like the Eagles in the middle of the season, they have a fucking gauntlet. And
Yeah,
the
they,
more
they,
I've seen
they do have a tough schedule in the middle.
we technically have the hardest schedule in the league. That's what they said at the beginning of the year. But looking at the gauntlet now, it's like all those teams are very fucking beatable. The gauntlet started with Miami. We beat Miami. Then we beat the Cowboys. And it's like, okay.
I knew y'all would beat the Cowboys. I was a little bit surprised about Miami, especially in the fashion that y'all did it in. But
we beat them.
Yeah, y'all beat them.
Now we have the Chiefs. The Chiefs look beatable.
That's
and then we have the Niners.
Game, but yeah, they're definitely beatable. And then especially added in the pain of losing a Super Bowl to them.
You know what I mean? Seahawks.
That's a winnable game.
Very clearly beatable.
Yeah.
And then the Bills, beatable.
That's beatable.
So everyone's talking about the Eagles having a gauntlet, but then like if you look at like the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals, the Chargers, the Jags, the Niners, the Dolphins, like that's a
tough schedule, bro. As you were reading them off, I was putting them in a list in my head, like, that's a tough schedule.
We have a gauntlet, and you want to know how our season ends? So it goes Chiefs beatable, Bills beatable, Niners beatable, Cowboys beatable, Seahawks beatable, Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Giants, Cardinals, Giants. Ain't that about a bitch, bro?
We have a gauntlet, then they're like, all right, bro, you're good.
You're good. If you can survive this, if you can survive this, you should be making your way to a 1 seed.
Yeah. So, but like, the Ravens schedule, it's not like all hard and then easy or like all easy then hard. It's like in between. So, like I said, the Browns and the Bengals, that could be those are both tough divisional games. Those could be 2 L's for the Ravens or 2 dubs. You don't know.
I agree. I don't disagree with that at all.
The Chargers, they can definitely beat the Chargers.
Yeah, they can definitely beat the Chargers.
Herbert throws it. He throws it. And you can beat the Ravens by throwing it.
But my thing is, it's not even so much that, and that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like what happens to this team when they get into a position where they have to put up, where they're behind like 2 scores and they have to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Like, the way you've been playing all regular season and your game plan has been to run the ball down these people's throats.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, it's cool during the regular season when you see them win. It's like 250 yards rushing, 398 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, they're like really running on these people. But then you get into the playoffs against these really good quarterbacks who can put up points and throw the ball really, really good. Where's your game plan going to go after that?
Just hope the defense can block the passing.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the only saving grace for the Ravens right now is that their defense just looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
But so do the Browns. There's a lot of AFC teams I think that have good defense. The Jets, good defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a lot of the problems. I think a lot of the problems last night was those 3 fumbles that they had.
Yeah.
I also put a Dubsky, a little $100 on the Chargers winning -2.5. That was the line, and I won. You know what I'm saying? So
I won a couple of nice three bills off of it.
No, I just went. It was like $89, $87, something like that.
Oh, the payout?
A win's a win.
Yeah, it was a win.
Oh, I thought the payout
for a
was more
days.
than that when I looked at it.
No, they were favored. I had thought about going lower though. I thought about going like -6.5 and thinking that they were going to beat them by a touchdown. Obviously, they smoked them, so I should have done that. But I just took the safe route, just in case Justin Herbert wanted to throw a few interceptions himself.
Right.
Sometimes he does.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like sometimes he does, and that's a really good defense. So
last year he killed me with the fucking interceptions.
And then I didn't know how the Chargers defense was going to be against that Jets offense, but boy, 6 sacks, man. We'll get to that game a little bit later on. 8 sacks. Thank you very much. Yeah. But I want a yes or no question from you. Answer from y'all. Can this? We've never seen this kind of scheme win a championship even since especially in the modern era. Can it win a championship now?
I think it kind of just goes on. What are they going to be able to do if the other teams like stop the run? You know, like how you was talking about. There's multiple teams that are going to make it into the playoffs that can stop the run easily. Whether it's containing Lamar, whether it's loading the box so Gus Edwards or Justice Hill doesn't score.
And if you don't double team Myles Garrett, he's going to win every 1-on-1.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're talking about winning the championship, but then I'm looking at it like this: if they stop the run, can you trust Zay Flowers and Odell to carry the pass game at that point?
Is Odell even going to be healthy for the playoffs?
Well, you still got Mark Andrews too. You got Mark Andrews as well.
But then at that point, you're relying on a somewhat middle. I don't know how old Mark Andrews is, but I mean, he that's a security blanket. I get that. But then after that, you're dealing with.
I think Andrews is like 31, 32.
Okay, well you got a tight end that's on the plus side of 30. And then you got a rookie, and then you have Odell who has no knees right now, basically.
And their running backs are injury prone too.
Yeah, all the
no
time.
knees.
So it's
I'm hoping Gus Edwards stays healthy because Gus Edwards has been killing it for me in fantasy recently.
If they stay healthy, then I don't know if it's necessarily like sustainable to win a championship but then at the same time, it's like you look at teams that have won. It's like sometimes they've won based on their defense.
And they can win based on their defense. I don't disagree with that at all. That is not the question. I'm talking more so about how their offense is ran.
I don't know. I don't doubt Lamar because I think Lamar is a phenomenal player, but I just don't think their offensive passing weapons are strong enough to help them when they will need it the most.
Yeah, I think that's their main issue as well. Like and it's hard to get free agents over there. It really is because who wants to watch a game by them and be like, 298 rushing yards. I'm not really going to be doing much besides blocking, am I?
Well, look at Odell a couple weeks ago. He was on the sideline smashing his helmet because he wasn't getting any passes.
Yeah.
He's finally scored too since I think the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, he finally scored. He scored this past week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He got a touchdown. But Lamar has 9 passing touchdowns on the year. That's 1 a game.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's not. I've had a bunch of Ravens fans in my mentions arguing with me about the MVP race because I said Hurts jumped Lamar.
Well, me and regardless of everything, I still have Tua up there right now.
I think Hurts just took it, in my opinion. Especially because he beat Tua.
Yeah, but I can't say that because he got outplayed in a win.
He still won though. The wins matter. He still has better stats than Dak.
Yeah, but when it comes to MVP, they ask how. They don't ask how many. And when it comes to championships, that's a different category. But when it comes to MVPs, people are like, okay, well then, how did he win the MVP over this guy? You know what I mean? So there's definitely how did he do that in an MVP race? And I don't think that Jalen Hurts has done. He's definitely up there right now. But what Tua has done and what the numbers that they're putting up is just ungodly.
I mean,
that's fair.
Eagles are putting up numbers too.
I don't disagree, but Jalen Hurts because we know that a QB is going to get this award, especially with the game that Tyreek just had. I think that kind of knocked Tyreek out of the race. You know,
I think once the year Cooper Kupp had his triple crown year and he didn't win the MVP, it was kind
exactly.
of a fact. It was kind of a given fact.
Like I talked. Who asked me that question, Jared? Somebody asked me that question about what would it take for an NFL running back to win MVP, and Cozy, yeah, Cozy. This is what I said. They're going to have to run for over 2,000 yards. They're probably going to have 1,000 yards receiving, and they'll have to break the touchdown record.
For
That'd
a
be
running back to get it?
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be the only way. It'd be the only way. I don't see it any other way. I really don't.
Yeah, no, it's you gotta like McCaffrey would have to like get like 20 touchdowns, 1,000 receiving, 1,000 rushing, like plus.
It's been over a decade since we've seen a non-quarterback win that award.
He's apparently on pace for 2,000 yards, I think, and 28 TDs, rushing TDs. That's
Who
McCaffrey.
is? McCaffrey's on pace for 2,000 yards?
Yeah, from a bit. I'm about to send y'all the video that I saw, but I saw it earlier. But yeah, something like that. And
But see, at that point, it also depends on how. It's also going to depend on how many wins they have too. Obviously,
Right now, Mahomes is in the league, according to betting. Mahomes is the favorite, which is your.
I don't
Mahomes
see
is
how
always the
that's ridiculous. I don't
It
believe
is,
that
but
whatsoever.
you already know why. He's
Yeah,
the new face of the league. He's the new Tom
Yeah.
Brady. He won it last year. They're gonna be like, well, the year started. Mahomes is at the first. It goes
Yeah.
Mahomes, Hurts, Lamar, Tua, Burrow.
see, I'd actually take him and move him down to the 4th spot. I'd keep Burrow at 5 because while Burrow's played really well recently, like he started off slow. So I got to see how he plays coming back from being fully healthy.
And they got Brock Purdy on there. After McCaffrey.
Yeah. Brock Purdy's not. McCaffrey definitely deserves higher odds than Brock Purdy. But what I'm trying to say is, I would put right now it would be Tua, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. And the only reason why I do that is because of if you take Lamar Jackson away from that Ravens team, they are not winning these games. Plain and simple. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that the Eagles would still have a tough time, but I still think with a competent backup, y'all could win games. Who's y'all's backup?
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota can win games.
No.
He's not gonna win a championship, but
You
he can
say
win
that.
games.
Everyone says that. And last year we had Gardner Minshew in, and we lost both games with Gardner Minshew.
But I think Marcus Mariota is a better quarterback than Gardner Minshew.
Sucks. I promise
I don't think that he's that great either.
He is
I don't think
garbage. All during the whole preseason, this man was just airballing fucking passes like 5 yards over the receiver's heads. They're all like, he can't throw. He can run, and like that's cool, but like you can't run all the time. You need to throw, and Marcus Mariota does not have it anymore. He was getting outperformed by the fucking rookie Tanner McKee. Marcus Mariota stepped in, and bro, he was not making any passes. It was like 3 and out. McKee stepped in. He's like 18-yard pass, bow, 10-yard pass, bow. Like he's going crazy.
Well, then he would still be a better option to what anything that they have at Baltimore outside of Lamar Jackson.
Do we still have Tyler?
We've seen that Miami
Number
offense.
one with Tyler Huntley.
We've seen that Miami offense without Tua, and it was god awful terrible.
Facts.
So
we've also seen the Eagles without Hurts, and they lost.
Well, yeah, but they played good teams. Who'd y'all lose to when he was out?
The Saints and the Cowboys, and the Saints game was like a trap game. We were supposed
Saints,
to
win with a good defense playing against a backup. Number one,
bro, that game,
and number
game
two, the Cowboys, a division game. Of course, they're going to lose that game. They're going to be up in that man's face all fucking game.
Hold on, let me see. Eagles 2022. Because the Saints game, that was supposed to be like one of those games. Like they were like, all right, this is an easy dub, and then Hurts got injured, and they were like, all right, it's gonna be an easy dub, even with Minshew. No, lost. Played like
that's
shit.
What I'm saying.
And then against the Cowboys, yeah, bro, we lost 20-10.
Exactly. Like the Cowboy, you're playing with the backup nonetheless.
We lost to Andy Dalton.
No, I thought Dak was back at that time.
No, this is against the Saints. We lost 20-10.
Oh, yeah.
Against Andy Dalton. Your leading receiver was Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah. Hey, he's been balling out this year. I can't
Yeah.
lie.
We
But
lost to that. That's what we lost to. Garbage. And then let me see. I'm like looking at it just to see. No fumbles on each team. We had more penalties. Damn, 8-3. And then the Cowboys game, we lost. We got smoke. Well, not smoke. It was 40-34. But we lost both those games without Hurts. So I get what you're saying. Like, would the Ravens be the same without Lamar Jackson?
and then on top of that, like y'all put up 34. That's on y'all's defense. That's not on Minshew. Didn't you just say that y'all lost to the Cowboys 40-34?
Yeah.
That's on y'all's defense for losing that game. Y'all put up 34 offensive points. That's not Minshew's fault. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not the offense I think would be the problem. If y'all have a backup come in and play.
I'm trying to look now because I'm looking at the Ravens last year because I know Tyler Huntley came in and they were winning some games, not all, but they did win some games.
Yeah.
They lost to the Bengals.
Which
The
makes
last
sense.
game, they lost to the Steelers 16-13.
Yeah.
Huntley.
I remember that game.
Then they beat the Falcons. They lost to the Browns 13-3. Then they beat the Steelers. They beat the Broncos.
It's supposed to be the Broncos.
Huntley came in.
But those are bad teams.
You're
The Broncos?
The Saints were a bad team, and we lost to them.
But they still had a good defense.
The Saints last year?
Yeah.
They were 7-9.
Yeah, they weren't a great team, but a 7-9 team is not a terrible team. That's still a team you have to get up for.
No, it's a horrible.
And then on top of that, Jalen Hurts went down mid-game.
No, Jalen Hurts went down before.
Oh, he went down before that?
Yeah, he didn't even start the Saints game.
Oh, I thought that was the game he went down in.
No. That was the Bears game.
Who's your favorite left guard in the NFC?
How many guards do you know?
I know all the bad ones because I'm constantly calling out how bad they are. The problem with being an offensive lineman is if your name's not getting called, that's when you know you're good.
Yeah. Unless you're just like kind of like you're like Jason Kelsey. And it's
or you're like Trent Williams, like where you're just like the best at your position. But if you're just like a decently average guy, like who plays solid,
guards
nobody. And the offensive lineman is probably the most important job in my opinion because nothing moves without a good offensive line. Obviously, we've seen it with the Giants this season.
Burrow made it to a Super Bowl with a shit line.
Yeah, but even their line, Joe Burrow is probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Yes, that can work. But did he win it?
There's always outliers.
But did he win it?
I'm not giving Zach Martin shit.
But did he win it?
No.
And why did he not win it, Cozy? Because he had a shit offensive line. And if he would have had 1.5 more seconds to throw the ball to Jamar Chase, they were going to score a touchdown and win the game.
Whose O-line is better, the Eagles or the Chiefs?
The Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who won that game?
Yeah, but they got Patrick Mahomes.
Quarterback is the most important. In fact, once again, that game was on your defense. Once again, they put up 38 points on y'all. Who's that on? You see what I'm saying? Like you're not listening, sir. That's on your defense. Don't get 38 dropped on your head, and you'll win the game. I tried not to.
Because your offense was rolling. When AJ Brown scored that touchdown, bro, I was hot. I was hot. I was like, there's no fucking way, bro.
You were like, this is gonna be a steamroll. It should have been a fucking steamroll. Bro, my thing with that I do not. When it comes to like the blame, a lot of Eagles fans will blame the refs. I blame the field. I blame that field. So that was just the worst
A
thing I've
lot
ever
of
seen in my life.
a lot of people complain about
A
the
lot
field
of people
now.
complain about the
Bro, the
field.
field, but people will be like, "Oh, like the call, the game, Bradbury, the whole, like they weren't
Hey,
calling that." My bro, fuck that. That field, if that field
Oh,
wasn't
what's
so
up,
fucking
fancy football
shitty,
addict?
that game would have looked like the Chiefs Bucks
hope
a couple
everything's
years
good with
back.
you, boy.
Yeah, hope everything's all right, man.
Yeah,
Anyway, on to the next game. We got the Texans. They surprised the Bucks, 39-37. Uh,
oof,
hey, our
big oof.
defense, our defense. What we can't play good defense when your offense consistently goes 3-and-out, and you can't even get a sip of water. By the time you sit on the bench, you have to get back into the game.
You drink one cup, you're like, "Hey,
So,
what?"
somebody said
But
that
but
earlier too.
before last week, when even with Tyrod Taylor playing, our defense, they didn't play great offenses. But they went up against the Commanders, held them to 7 points. You know, we held the Jets to what they beat us, but they only scored 17, 10.
10,
No, they scored more than 10.
13, 13.
13. Yeah, 13. They scored 13 points. It's like our defense plays pretty well. Like our defense isn't terrible, but
Oh shit! Stick around. Talk about the games with us.
well, anyway, yeah, like I was saying, Stroud broke the rookie passing records for most in the game, 470 yards. Uh, Obviously, we've been talking about this since the draft about how I've been saying CJ Stroud. I thought CJ Stroud was going to be better. Uh, I was a little biased because of the Ohio State. Yeah, I was a little biased, but uh, just a little bit, Cozy.
A little bit.
But dude, can the Texans sneak up on the Jacksonville Jaguars and win this division?
It would be very Jacksonville to happen.
It would.
But would it be really Texan-like to happen? You see what I'm
No.
saying?
I don't think so. What are the Texans right now? They're
4-4.
They're 4-4.
Yeah.
4-4. Yep.
Jags are 6-2.
What's
I don't know. It's definitely a tough, but CJ Stroud is definitely playing.
But
Let's see.
listen to their schedule. They got the Bengals. Now that's a tough game.
I'm
They got
looking
the
at that
Bengals.
He says no.
Yeah, then they're home against the Cardinals, home against the Jags, home against the Broncos, at the Jets, at Titans, home against the Browns, home against the Titans again, and then at Colts to end the season. You see what I'm saying?
5-4. They could end at 9-8 or 10-7.
And if they can get a win over Jacksonville, I think because they've already gotten one over them. Texans, for some reason, and Jared brought this up as a good point last time they played each other. Trevor Lawrence plays god awful against the Houston Texans for some reason.
Yeah.
Like he just plays bad. They beat them 37-17 this year. This year already. And guess what? That was in Jacksonville.
Oof. Big oof.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh no, it's not possible at all. Because it's definitely possible. The Texans are real, especially with CJ Stroud at the helm. They're going to start building around that man, and they're going to start building up that defense for D'Amico Ryans to run, and they are going to be scary in a division where their only competition, in my opinion, right now is Jacksonville.
Well, yeah. They got to get a solid running back and another solid wide receiver, and that offense going to click.
Well, I mean, I like Dameon Pierce. I like Dameon Pierce. He's not bad.
He's not bad, but you need a better one.
I do think they need a true number one, and I do think they need to get another tight end.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz is just a plug-in player for a safety blanket for CJ Stroud in his first year.
Yeah, which is smart to keep him. Honestly, it's not a bad safety.
It's player. Not. He's not a bad safety blanket for him to have, but he hasn't even really been all that productive. CJ Stroud likes to hit his receivers. He's a receiver guy, and you can see it in the way that he plays. Now he'll throw Dalton Schultz, don't get me wrong, but the main people that they throw to in that offense are the receivers.
Yeah. If they get who's on the Robert Woods, that's who it is.
Yeah, Nico Collins. Nico Collins has played really well this year too.
Yeah, I don't. You haven't really been hearing much of Robert Woods. It's either right now it's either Tank Dell, Nico
Tank
Collins.
Dell had a fantastic fucking game. He's the one that killed us in fantasy this week.
So did Dalton
Yeah,
Schultz. I started CJ Stroud in one of my leagues because
And you know what the crazy part is? You know what the crazy part is that he still wasn't the leading receiver. Noah Brown was. Noah Brown had 6 catches for 153 yards and a touchdown.
and
and
one of
he's
the
on waivers.
craziest fact, all the players that went off this week either are or were Cowboys receivers. Cowboys pass catchers. Noah Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, and then who's the other one? I just said it. Amari Cooper.
Mari Cooper went,
They
went pretty.
all these motherfuckers went off. So it's like, once again for Cowboys fans, Dak had weapons. It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, speaking of Amari Cooper, Browns take care of the Cardinals 27-0. Cooper had 5 catches, 139 yards, and a touchdown. I want to ask y'all though, 27-0. I know it's the Cardinals. I know they started Clayton Tune, whoever the fuck that is. We don't even know. He only had 58 yards passing. Are the Browns a better defense than the Ravens right now? Hey, bro, because don't get me wrong, Roquan Smith is really good, but I think the combination of Roquan Smith and Patrick McQueen equal what Myles Garrett alone brings to the table.
If you gotta compare two dudes to one dude, I don't think it's the same.
But bro, did you see the video of what the Titans were trying to do against him last week? They were trying to follow him like around with two guys. The Jags lost. Here he goes. No, 37-17 is not a Jags loss. Okay, that is a Texan win.
The Jags lost technically.
Oh, Texan. Well, one of them was they had the kick return back. I do know that they had that, but that's part of the game. That's special teams. That's special teams.
Take it. I don't want it.
But
Tell me a water, babe.
But yeah, I mean,
obvious sweetheart.
They were so the Titans were trying to follow Myles Garrett wherever he went and try to line two guys up to block him at a time.
Not happening.
So what Myles Garrett was doing was he just kept running to either side, and as soon as they got set, he'd run to the other side. So they kept moving him, and he was like, "Well, I know that they can't snap it like that." They got called on a lot of delay of game penalties because they couldn't set up because he just kept running back and forth. They were that worried about that man.
I like Myles Garrett,
bro. Myles Garrett is probably the best defensive edge in the league, in my opinion, because not only can he rush the passer, but the way he run stops is ridiculous.
Have you ever seen the picture of him in high school? Bro.
It probably looks the same that he does now, except it looks even bigger because he stands against smaller kids.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's like the height difference, like with Coffee and Squirt playing ball. That's exactly what it is.
Bro, Myles Garrett is just a freak of nature, man. Like as far as like athleticism and sheer power is crazy. But guys, are they the best defense in the league?
I mean, it was the Cardinals.
I mean, I
would still say maybe though.
But I mean, Baltimore,
they played
kind of did the same thing too.
I mean, but Baltimore has I don't disagree. I don't like their corners as much though, as much as their linebacker core. But I mean, this year, let's see, they held the Bengals to 3. They lost to the Steelers, gave up 26, but then they gave up 3 to the Titans. They lost to the Ravens 28-3. That's a big deal. They held San Francisco to 17. The Colts got them on 38, but they still won that game. They lost to Seattle, giving up 24, and then they just shut out the Cardinals. They're about to play the Ravens again.
Well, I guess when the Browns play the Ravens, we're gonna find out.
This one is in Baltimore too.
Ooh. They were once the same team.
They were once the same team.
Yeah, because the Browns became the Ravens.
Yeah, no, I know.
They were once the same. Now look at them. They are the same. Well, according to Pro Football Reference. Oh wait, no, it's 2022. Sorry. Ravens are number 1. Browns are number 2.
Number 2. Yeah,
Niners are number 3. Ravens, Browns, Niners, Chiefs, Cowboys.
Yeah. Chiefs have played really good defense this year.
Jets, Jags, Packers, Bills, Titans.
I'm surprised the Falcons aren't up there.
Falcons are number 20. Eagles are 22.
Well, yeah, y'all secondary has been terrible this year.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. We still win.
Hey, that's all that matters. That's what I said. When it comes to winning games and winning championships, they don't ask how, they ask how many. But when it comes to winning MVPs, they fucking ask how. I promise you they ask how. Because if not, then they still wouldn't be bitching about Kobe not getting his over Steve Nash.
That's basketball. Kobe should have got it over Steve Nash. We all know.
You see what I'm saying? All right.
I was arguing with someone the other day, and they were like, well, technically Brady should have won it over Rodgers in 21. And I was like, I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to agree with it either, but fuck you.
Baltimore were the Colts at one point. Yeah, they were the Baltimore Colts.
Before they up and moved in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And then Baltimore didn't have a team, and then the Browns
became
moved to Baltimore, became the Ravens, and then the Browns came back.
I want the Browns back. Browns are a cool franchise. They were like, let's bring them back.
Let's bring them back.
The Eagles were the Eagles. And then they were the Eagles. And then they were the Eagles.
All right. Well, the Colts beat the Panthers 27-13. Young had 3 picks. What can the Panthers do to help Bryce Young right now?
Get him more weapons outside of a 30-year-old Adam Thielen.
Get him that surgery in your knees that makes you taller.
I mean, he 24-39, 173, a touchdown, 3 picks. They couldn't really get a run game going. On the flip side, I mean, the Colts didn't really do much either offensively. Gardner Minshew, I told you, Gardner Minshew's terrible. 17-26, 127, and a touchdown. I just don't think they have enough offensively for him yet.
No.
Line-wise or weapons. I mean, they gave up 4 sacks. The Colts had 4 sacks on them. Like I said, 3 picks by Bryce Young. 10 penalties. That's terrible. Yeah. So, I mean, they outgained the Colts 275 to 198, and they still lost because of the 3 interceptions.
Get out. Sorry, my dog was trying to eat my chocolate.
Oh, that's really bad.
You want to die, bro?
Not from me.
Die? I'm gonna beat your ass. No, here she is. She just jumps up on me. Say hi. Get out of here, booger.
But yeah, I think I gotta agree with you, Jared. I think they need more weapons, mostly and foremost. Jonathan Mingo has turned out to be absolutely nothing like AJ Brown. Absolutely zero like AJ Brown. It's terrible.
Wait, why is there AJ Brown comparison?
Because he was that same kind of physical receiver. He played at Ole Miss, the same school AJ Brown went to.
Okay.
Yeah. So they drafted him. What was it? 2nd round, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 2nd round.
Bingo, I think he was 2nd.
Yeah, and he has not done shit.
Wanna who else hasn't done shit? Treylon Burks.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been talking about that. Look what team he's on.
I hope he's okay after that injury. That was very scary. I'm not saying anything to that, obviously.
Oh well, yeah.
That injury was fucking horrible. I hate watching players get injured. Not a fan of that. But I just love the fact that the Titans were like, we don't want this fucking guy. Have him. We're gonna draft someone better. And then they didn't. And then AJ Brown's on a fucking tear. It's like, thank you so much for thinking so little of this fucking guy.
It's so because they didn't want to pay him.
I know. I love it. Thank you. I'm glad we could pay him. I'm so glad we paid him.
So
Now
dumb.
we're gonna get him and win him a ring.
Maybe.
Ow, so
Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, Panthers got to just do more for him.
yeah.
But
Which next year, obviously, but
yeah, and that's where we'll talk. We'll leave that conversation for. Anyway, Giants absolutely. I mean, the Raiders absolutely crushed the Giants, 30-6. Josh Jacobs, 26 carries, 98 yards, a touchdown. Daniel Jones tears his ACL, out for the season. Guys, should the Giants just tank? Say fuck it, it's over with, move on.
I don't think they should. I think they are going to end up. I don't think it's a purposeful tank. I think they're gonna just suck. And I'm not saying as an Eagles fan. I'm saying because we talked about the schedule coming up. It's
Yeah,
not looking great.
yeah. No, we have a pretty tough schedule um against the Giants right now. It's pretty brutal. Yeah. So I mean, I see maybe one, maybe two wins out of that. Maybe two wins if we could beat the Saints.
Hey,
Maybe.
I like the Raiders coach though. I want to see that man succeed, and I'm glad he beat. I'm glad not just glad he beat y'all. I'm glad he won the fucking game because he just seems like a great guy.
Like, man, we got to play the Patriots. Like, we're gonna lose.
He let the practice squad players on the stand on the sideline.
It's gonna be like, you ever seen me and Jared are gonna be arguing, but it's gonna be about whose team sucks more. It's gonna be like that South Park episode where they don't want to play baseball.
These quarterbacks can throw more picks.
It's be like
You
Jared's
guys
gonna
want
be
me to
like,
bet
no,
whose
no, 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 no.
quarterback?
We're gonna lose. We suck. And I was gonna be like, no, dude, you have no idea. We suck more. I promise you. We're gonna lose this game.
You're not gonna be home for that game, are you?
Yeah, I'll be home. I'm not going to that wedding.
I'm
Oh,
going to a
work.
wedding.
All right, I'm coming over then.
Well, I'm going. Is that what day is that?
I have no idea.
Is that actually on Thanksgiving?
I don't think so. Is it a Thanksgiving game?
I don't think so either.
Stay down. Good girl. Good girl.
Well, even if it is Thanksgiving, you'll still be hearing it. So we'll be going back and forth all day.
No, it's a Sunday.
Oh shit! It's late as fuck. I gotta go, boys.
All right, man.
Sorry to cut it short. I just realized it's fucking almost 11 o'clock.
Oh my
I gotta wake up early. Shit.
Oh yeah, he's
But-
an hour ahead. That's right.
Thanks for having me on, though, boys. I appreciate it.
Oh,
As
sure.
always, it was a
Always,
good
man.
time. I'm still gonna leave you. I'm gonna still tune in though. I just gotta personally hop out.
Oh, do you
Yeah,
think?
no, go do your thing because you gotta leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, cozy. See you later.
All right, G.
All right. Anyway, Jared, should they just tank? I think we should. We should just go on a full out tank mode.
So what? I mean, y'all might as well because I mean, it's not. You're not going to cut it with not Daniel Jones. You're not cutting it with
Tommy
Tyrod
DeVito.
Taylor. No, Danny DeVito.
Tommy DeVito, first of all, with your jackass self. And then Tyrod's on injury reserve.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Tyrod's on injury reserve.
Ah,
So
bruh.
we got at least 3 more weeks, probably 4 more weeks of Tommy DeVito. Well, or Jacob Eason, because we just signed Jacob Eason.
It's gonna be DeVito. It'll be DeVito. The
But,
DeVito memes. Let the DeVito memes begin.
yeah, it's gonna be bad. So
Yeah.
we're gonna suck really bad. We gotta play the Cowboys next. It's gonna be really bad, bro. You think I want to watch that game? Fuck no, I don't want to watch that game. It's
Are
gonna
you
be
gonna watch
really
that
bad.
game?
Probably not. Oh, I'll probably
Oh,
start
okay.
watching it just to see the start of it, but then I'll probably cut it off once I see it. It's gonna get out of hand because it's in Dallas. It's gonna get out of hand.
Yeah.
But all right. Let's move on to the next game. Speaking of the Cowboys, Eagles defeat the Cowboys 28-23. Prescott 29-44, 374, 3 touchdowns and a loss. What do the Cowboys need to beat these better teams?
More red zone efficiency. Because it seems like every time they get into the red zone, they either kick themselves in the foot by getting penalties, or they just can't score. They settle for field goals.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it Sunday. I don't
Yeah.
know if it was Sunday. It wasn't Sunday night. Was it Sunday
No,
night?
it was just Sunday, not Sunday night.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we saw it Sunday. I mean, they got into the red zone. What? Dak took like 2 sacks back to back. There was I think, a false start. I mean, you're shooting yourself in the foot at that point.
Yeah, big time. Big time. It's ridiculous. Uh, it-
This dude.
they definitely they definitely need more. I do think that their defense is hurting without Trayvon Diggs. I honestly think that is hurting them really bad right now, him not being out there. And I think that's really where their deficiency has lied. Not in the pass rush. I'm talking about just so much in the secondary. The pass rush has led to better secondary opportunities, but once that line holds up, you see how bad that secondary is. And you
Yeah.
saw it on some plays during the game when you would see the Eagles line hold up on the Cowboys and Jalen Hurts had time and you're just like, oh, somebody's gonna get open, boom. And then he throws it in like 3 or 4 seconds, you know, because they gave him just 3 or 4 seconds to throw the ball.
Yeah. And
And
then, go ahead.
well, I was just saying, and you know that I do agree with you on the red zone efficiency. Obviously, you need to be more efficient in the red zone. That's a given. You're not going to
Yeah.
beat teams kicking field goals, but uh, yeah, I think the back end of their defense is hurting right now.
Definitely.
So, but all right, on to the Sunday night game. Bengals handle business against the Bills. 24-18. Burrow 31 30 of 44, 348, 2 touchdowns. The Bengals win their fourth straight. Uh, the last 5 out of 6 games they've won. Uh, Ken Jacobs. I mean, Ken Jacobs. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ken Jacobs. Super Bowl pick come true. And are the Bills done?
I don't know if they're done, but I don't think they go to the Super Bowl. I'll be real with you. 100%. Because I mean, once you look at it, their defense, their corners. I mean, granted, the fact they got Douglas in a trade. The secondary is boo boo. You know.
It might be boo boo.
And then you got the linebackers. You're missing your captain with Milano being gone for the year. Um, you have Dorian Williams. I think that's his last name. The guy from Tulane with Nick.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know, he's filling in pretty solid for him. But it seems
Yeah,
like
but Milano's he's been there, been with the defense, been doing his thing.
right. And then you got I think it's Taylor Rapp or Jordan Poyer, and I think there's another safety. I can't remember what the other safety is outside of them two. But you just lost Trey White to another injury to his lower body.
Yep.
Your pass rush is meh. And then if Diggs gets locked up, who's stepping up outside of Diggs?
And
You know,
isn't Jordan Poyer out too?
I don't know.
Not Jordan Poyer. Hyde, their safety.
Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. That's who
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. Micah Hyde, isn't he out
Yeah,
too?
I
Yeah,
think so.
he went out last game. He went
Yeah,
out in this
yeah.
game against the Bengals.
I think both of them got banged up too.
So you see what I'm saying? So like
Yeah,
they're,
and then
they're hurting. They're hurting bad
and
on
then
defense.
once you look on the offensive side, you have Diggs. If he gets locked up, he gets locked up. Doesn't happen very often, but when he does, it'll happen. You know, there might be a game to where he gets like 40, 50 yards, whatever, and doesn't score.
Yeah.
If that happens,
I mean, that's pretty much what happened this past game.
yeah, and then Gabe Davis has got to show up more. You
Yeah,
know,
he does.
and I don't remember. I don't know who the other wide receiver was. I think Shakir, something like that. I think is his name. But then you have a rookie tight end in Dalton Kincaid. You got James Cook. Now you have Latavius Murray and Leonard Fournette. So they have a solid, and not I wouldn't say solid, but they have a three core running back room right now. But my thing is, Josh Allen has 91 turnovers since 2018.
Man, that's a lot.
That
Man,
is a
that's a
lot.
lot. That's a
And,
lot.
and so that brings up my next thing. Like we were talking about earlier, the elite term. We get thrown around. They throw the word around like it's nothing, basically. But you said it earlier. There's only 3 quarterbacks that are elite: Mahomes, Burrow, and Hurts. You
Mhm.
never mentioned. You didn't mention Josh Allen, and it's
Nope.
probably because of the turnovers.
Yep. And because he hasn't really won anything. He's had multiple
Exactly.
opportunities to get past the Kansas City Chiefs, and I won't blame him for the last one where it's 12 seconds left. They kicked the field goal, sent it to overtime. He didn't get to touch the ball, and they lost. You know what I'm saying? I don't really blame him that on him. But the first time they faced him and lost against him in the playoffs, that's on him.
Yeah.
So
And so that just leads me to think, okay, is Josh Allen an elite quarterback, or is he just a really good or a really great quarterback?
he's just a really great quarterback right now.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Because like I don't, because this we said this multiple times. The window for Buffalo is closing,
Yeah,
if not already closed. So I mean,
yeah,
it's sooner or later, Josh is going to realize, okay, I got to do something.
yeah. But you didn't answer the other question, Jared. Can my Super Bowl pick come true?
Who was your pick,
The Bengals picked him.
and
I
who
picked
else?
him at the start of the year.
Who else?
I picked Bengals 49ers. I thought that was going to be the Super Bowl this year.
It is very possible
Well,
because
I was talking about, but I had the Bengals winning it all. That's what I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting to. It's very possible because like once you look at how Burrow started off in the beginning of the season really slow and everything, and then look how he's playing now, a fully healthy Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 40. I don't think the 49ers are going to make it either. I don't. It probably will be the Eagles, but I'm hoping for the Bengals to make it on the other side. So definitely hoping for the Bengals to make it.
but that also happens if the Bengals do go, it just makes Burrow's case even stronger for MVP.
Facts, facts. Well, all right. Let's move it on to this last game real quick. Chargers whoop up on the Jets, 27-6. 3 fumbles by the Jets. Man, can even Rodgers save this team right now?
I don't think he's coming back.
Hey, man, he's talking about he'll be back in a few weeks.
Let's be real, bro. That offensive line that he has is the exact same offensive line that he had in Week 1 when he tore his Achilles.
Bro, I don't disagree. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just he's gonna be back this year. He will be.
I think he believes he'll be back this year. I think he's trying to give the fans hope that he'll be back this year, but I
I
don't think
just man, I just don't think how many weeks are going to be left in the season, and then where the Jets going to be sitting playoff wise? If they're
that's another
playing for a
thing.
play, if they're playing for a playoff spot, I could maybe see him coming back. I think Ravens go to the Super Bowl. That's not a bad pick. I still
No.
haven't. Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier with the Ravens fantasy. Um what's it called? We talked about how like can this team like with this play style of rushing 298 250 all that stuff like that can that win sustain and win a Super Bowl because we've never seen it in the modern era with a being a passing league because what happens when they get down if they go down 2 touchdowns uh 2 possessions and they got to throw the ball and they can't just run the ball, you know what I mean? Now their defense is good and that'll definitely help them, but offensively, I don't know how that can go. But in regards to the Jets, I don't even think that Aaron Rodgers is going to help him.
Yeah.
I don't even think Aaron Rodgers is going to help him at all, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be. I think it's pretty much
this
over
year
with.
or period.
Well, period. Now, I think he's not going to be the same kind of quarterback coming off an Achilles tear, at 40 something years old. You know, it's just
Fair enough.
I don't think that they'll be good enough to win a Super Bowl. They might make a playoff spot, but I think that's as far as they go.
No, that's fair.
But all right. Anyway, thank y'all all for joining us. We had a pretty long one tonight. Cozy joining in, jumping in here. But thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for chiming in, commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff they do here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere we're at. Go check out our stuff on Spotify. We're putting new shorts out on YouTube. I put together a TikTok. I want to start grabbing some videos for TikTok as well. And we're moving along. Did you hear that rumor? Did he really tear his? I mean, what did he go down the first play and was like, you know what, this offensive line sucks? It was just like, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, fucking just.
I'm gone. Fuck it, I'm done. But
I mean,
it's possible. It's possible, but I think he really hurt himself. I don't think it may have not been a full tear. It could have just been a partial tear. Maybe that's why it's taken less time to heal. Great knees. Better knees than Bryce Young, I guess.
apparently.
Something for Jared, who could see over the offensive line. But that's what I'm saying. Fantasy football, I don't know if it was a full tear or if it's like a partial tear to where it can heal up a little bit faster. If it's partially tore, it snapped like a full tear. Maybe that was the exaggeration. Maybe it wasn't a full tear. Maybe it actually was just a partial tear, and he's able to come back quicker.
Yeah.
Or maybe, just maybe, stay with me on this. Maybe it's the Illuminati. I don't know.
Oh. With that, we're gonna end it on that one.
All right, so we'll see everybody here. We'll be here. I was about to say we'll be here.
The wrong one.
Oh yeah, we'll be here probably Saturday. We'll probably be here Saturday because I work Friday night.
Okay.
So we'll probably be here Saturday night to pick games, do all that stuff. Jared beat me last week. Chat beat us though, Jared. Chat beat us.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, chat beat us. Fantasy football, I had to pick some good ones last week. And then
that's what we're gonna start. We're gonna start doing that. We're gonna start doing like a chat versus us thing.
Yeah, and then what's it called? What's his name?
Oh yeah, we gotta watch Friday. When.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'll be at work, but I'm gonna chime in, especially depending on what time. But I'm gonna be at Tiger Stadium on Friday. I got a gig I gotta do there.
They go on at 7 our time.
So all right, that's a bet. All right, everybody. Well, we'll see y'all later. Jared, cue it up.